This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Big Paul here today with a contest prep update. I'm 8 weeks out, halfway done, motherfuckers. You can already see it. I'm starting to get the contest face already. My face is starting to hollow out a little bit. I'm not at the depths of it yet, but things have been progressing well. Had some bumps in the road again this week. It seems like every week there's been something I've had to overcome, but that's just how it goes with life in general and contest prep. Anybody who's been through this knows how it goes. But things are still progressing, still losing weight. I think my metabolism has kind of gone bananas a little bit, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Before we get into it, if you take a second to subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it, and hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me. All right, so where are we at? Vitals this week. I had a crazy weight loss this week. I dropped, well, I had to measure myself twice the other day. I was actually down to like 241, 242, something like that. So I dropped like 5-6 pounds this week, which is too much in 1 week. To be honest with you. And the wild thing is I'm really still not doing any cardio. 20 minutes 4 times per week, and I'm losing weight like crazy, not using any T3, just very basic stuff with the fat burners. We'll go over it here in a second. But I talked to Justin, and he said my metabolism is just really starting to spin up, and we need to get ahead of it. So we made some food adjustments. There's going to be more food next week, so we'll see how that goes with things. But yeah, right. As of the check-in, my fasted weight was 242. Daytime walking around, weight's usually like 4 or 5 pounds heavier than that. But so yeah, I've dropped. Let's see. I started off contest. I've dropped 30 pounds in 8 weeks. So if that gives you any perspective of how quickly I drop weight, and this is the problem I run into whenever I do contest prep, is I lose too much weight. I have to be really careful. My body just sheds weight super easily. It wants to be skinny for whatever reason. So vitals this week, BP has been way down after going to the 80 milligrams of the telmisartan. That shit works well for me. I was using amlodipine before, which is valsartan and or not amlodipine. Sorry, I was using X-Forge, which is amlodipine and valsartan together. And I didn't get as good of results with it as I have with the telmisartan, but 101/64 was my blood pressure when I measured it yesterday, and it's been, it's been consistently around the 100/60 range, which is not quite, going into hypotension yet, but it's getting close. It's getting close. So I haven't had any lightheaded events. I may back the dose off to 40 milligrams. I just wanted to see what would happen at the 80. Try it out. I laugh when dudes tell me that 80's too, oh my God, that's a huge dose. They're worried about a dose of blood pressure medicine, but they'll take a gram of Tren a week. They're not worried about that. So the logical fallacy there just blows me away. But anyway, yeah, so the fasted glucose is 92. I remind you that I did drop the Lantus like 2 weeks ago, so I'm not using the Lantus daily. My glucose levels have been fine. They always usually are fine on contest prep. My health-wise, last week I had a little bit of a cold. This week I felt fine, but then that goddamn cyst that I had, that abscess on the back of my leg earlier in my contest prep that I had to have cut open and drained. I was doing legs the other day and the fucking thing ruptured and I was just bleeding everywhere. There's just blood everywhere. So yeah, I have no idea what to do with this. I'm probably going to have it removed at some point, but it seems to have healed back up. It's closed back up. So I'm going to have to be careful with it. I think it was the seated leg curls that got it. So probably no more seated leg curls, because the edge of the seated leg curls, when I'm slid up on it and have all that weight on it, is right kind of where the cyst is at on the back of my leg. My body likes to grow cysts for whatever reason. I've always had issues with that. Sleep has been great. I have been sleeping really, really, really well. I have been using Justin's First Attachment Nutrition new product, Hit the Rack, which is excellent. I'll put a link to it below here in the profile. I have really been sleeping well, even with adding the trend this week. I've been getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, which is unusual for me. I go through phases and bouts of having insomnia. I always have. And it usually gets worse on contest prep. But right now, sleep has been great. So I really have been trying to manage fatigue and manage systematic stress while on this contest prep. I think I just let it get too far away from me last year, and I kind of fell apart at the end. And that part of the reason was lack of sleep. It just everything just kind of compounded upon each other. So I'm really trying to manage sleep, really trying to manage stress, making sure I back off training when I need to back off training, and keeping myself fresh through this contest prep. My goal right now is to lose fat and to hang on to muscle. I'm not trying to gain any muscle. So I have to remind myself of that and adjust my training accordingly. I don't need to go balls to the wall, all out training, because I'm just trying to do what is necessary to maintain what I have and to lose body fat and to manage fatigue and not dig myself into such a fatigue hole that I can't get out of. Progress Pics, 16 weeks out versus 8 weeks out. You can see my legs have really tightened up. You can't really see it in these pictures, but I'm starting to get some feathers in my quads. Now, my legs always lean up first. My calves definitely have striations and stuff in them now. You can see it a little bit in my vastus medialis on my quad. I have a few striations that I have some striations on the outer portion of my quad as well. It's hard to see from here. My core is kind of like the last place I lose fat, like especially my back. You can see from the side here, separation in the hamstrings. I definitely have some separations in my glutes, and you can actually see a little bit of striations in my glutes. Like a lot of people, like glutes are like the last place that comes in for them. Not for me. I'm weird. Like I don't carry a lot of fat on my ass and my legs. So just because I can see separation in my glutes right now doesn't mean I'm ripped. I still have a fair amount of body fat in my core. I just carry it weirdly. My glutes get lean before my back does. I know it's odd. Front shots here, same deal. You can see front relaxed. I've definitely lost a little bit of fullness. We're going to play around with the high day this week, and Justin added some more carbs back in. I'll go into detail about that in a second, so hopefully to fill back out a little bit. But I've definitely lost some fullness in my legs and my upper body a little bit, but that's just kind of how it goes on contest prep sometimes. Rear shots here. You can see where my cyst ruptured. Had to bandage it up. Some separation of my hamstrings now. My back is starting to separate a little bit. I'm really happy with my back growth this off season. My back has really grown. Same thing with my triceps. My triceps have really grown. I put a lot of effort. The two big things I put effort into this year really were my arms, specifically my triceps, and my hamstrings. Really tried to grow my hamstrings. I think I've done a good job with both. Another week of food increase. I'm going into contest prep, and in the last 3 weeks, it's been a food increase every week, and I keep losing weight, which is crazy. Nothing's changed on the low day. Still, it's 135 grams of carbs on the low day. The same deal as before. The medium days, Justin added a little bit of carbs back into post-workout. We bumped up to 100 grams of carbs post-workout. So my total carbs on my medium days are 330 grams. I've been losing weight at that. Well, we added 25 in this week, so there's 25 more grams of carbs, but I was doing around 300 grams of carbs and clearly losing weight on that. The high day here, he has me doing 950 grams of carbs, but that doesn't, he told me to toss that out the window. He said he wanted me to have an unlimited carb day. He said to keep the fats low. Said he wanted me to try to get in at least 1,000 grams of carbs plus a cheat meal. If I can push the carbs even higher than that, push the carbs even higher than that. So I am going to pound the insulin and I am going to pound the carbs on this next high day to try to fill myself back out a little bit. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm going to try to get, 1,000, 1,200 grams. I think I could probably get 1,200 grams in through five. Well, I mean, it's 5 meals and then plus the cheat meal. So it's a lot of food, but Captain Crunch goes down easy. So does orange juice. So we'll see how it goes. Current PEDs, my current, I'm holding steady at the 750 test. I honestly, I've been thinking about the test because I thought about dropping it back to 500 at the end, but I think I'm just going to ride the 750 all the way through. We'll see. I'm holding at the 600 Primo right now, 300 Masteron right now, and I added 150 milligrams of Tren in this week. I am keeping the Tren low, and we're going to see how that goes. So it's 50 milligrams Monday, Wednesday, Friday of the Tren. Right now, I don't feel it hasn't negatively affected my sleep at all, which is good. So we'll see how it goes. I feel pretty good right now. So hopefully that holds. Half a milligram of Arimidex every other day. I think I may push that up next week. We shall see. 6 units of GH every day, 1,000 milligrams of metformin, 1,500 milligrams of berberine. I have the 80 milligrams of telmisartan. I may lower that. We shall see. That might be too much. I am borderline on my blood pressure going into the hypo territory. So hypotension. So we shall see. Humalog I'm going to use a combination of Humalog and Lantus on the high day. So I will probably take 20 units of Lantus the night before my high day. And then I'm going to pound the Humalog all day long on the high day and try to get the carbs in, see if I can fill myself back up. Fat burners right now, 25 milligrams of ephedrine 2 times per day. 1 Go pill from First Detachment Nutrition 2 times per day. That I'm telling you, these Go pills are crazy, man. Especially when you mix them with the ephedrine. I sit at my desk and I'm sweating. I increased the Clin from 40 micrograms to 60 micrograms. We're going to cap that out at 100. I probably will be at 100 by the end of next week. I raise it 20 micrograms every 5 days. That's the plan right now. This is the cycle plan that I set out from the start. You can see here where I had when I had the orals, and at the end I was going to drop the test back, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to ride the 750 test all the way through. It seems to be fine. We shall see how that goes, but I am going to leave the Tren at 150 milligrams right now. If I don't feel like I'm getting results from that, I may push it up a little bit. But right now I'm not getting the sleep issues and the Tren sweats and shit like you normally do. A little bit of Tren sweats, but nothing crazy. The 150 milligrams seems to be relatively side effect free so far. Now, granted, I've only done 2 shots of Tren so far. So third one will be today. So hard to really make an assessment based off of that yet. Current training split is push legs pull, push legs pull. I am at in the second microcycle. I did push the volume up a little bit from what's here, so that doesn't hold true. Cardio is still only doing 20 minutes of cardio 4 times per week. I am posing right now 5 days a week with 3 rounds. I go through my mandatory poses and my relaxed poses. I'll do 3 rounds of them. It takes like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Once again, it seems like the coach's feedback's the same every week, adding more calories to prevent my metabolism from running away. So we're at that point where my metabolism is just spinning up. Shows June 11th. Training's going great. Deload was done 2 weeks ago. Fat loss is rolling along. We're probably losing weight too fast, so we need to pump brakes on that a little bit. But right now, I feel really good. I'm ahead of where I was last year on my prep. I weigh significantly more than what I did last year at this point on my prep, and I am leaner. I have no idea where my weight's going to end up at the end. We shall see. But wherever it ends up at is where it ends up at. I don't really have a goal. People keep asking me how much I think I weigh at the end. Every time I try to guess, it seems like I'm always wrong. But we'll see. That's it, guys. If you have questions or comments, please let me know. I do have a discount code for the First Detachment Nutrition stuff. It's in the video description below. It's AB10 if you want to go to firstdetachmentnutrition.com if you want to pick up any of the supplements. Take care, guys.